So I'd like to dive right in here and start talking about some of the difficulties that senior actors face, and I would like to talk about accessibility and technology, because I think those are two things that came up certainly when we did this in New York extensively. And the way I kind of keep the flow going to this evening is to kind of talk from the creation of a breakdown all the way through to bringing you into the room, through to you getting the job. Now that's a very loose arc or story, but a lot comes out of that. So actors on the panel, let's talk about, or casting, whoever wants to talk about that creation of the breakdown, any pitfalls you see within the breakdowns that you're reading, or for casting directors as you create that breakdown and you particularly looking for senior actors, anything that you would like to say about that?
There's a lot of work going on right now with translation, speaking Spanish. Then they have subtitles, Jane the Virgin, I know, Narcos. And what they do is we get the sides, and I thought I remembered in the 80s, I was more active in SAG, that we voted that we couldn't be expected to translate. And I thought we voted that in, but what's happening now is we get sides and they ask us to translate. And so that's like an extra kind of burden on us, because a lot of us, I'm Mexican, but a lot of us, we don't speak it as fluently as we could, we don't speak it regularly. So I would ask that please get the sides translated. Asking us to do it is an additional burden, and we're trying to memorize because we know now we need to be off book for a lot, and we're older, so please translate. You're welcome, Mija. Good to see you.
Do you, when you guys, is there anything particularly that you see in a breakdown that you think is misrepresentative of your community, actors?
Well,
Pencil dying. I can hear the pencils writing in the back here.
I think sometimes on the breakdowns, for people my age, they just assume we're cranky. This cranky, cantankerous individual. And so it's like, okay, I got to walk in there and I got to be, the devil, I guess the devil herself or something. I don't know. You rarely will see highly energetic, athletic 75-year-old, when in fact, we have 70 million baby boomers, and we have taken pretty good care of ourselves. And we don't need a double or a stunt woman or man in all cases. I mean, yeah, we don't want to do anything where we're going to hurt ourselves, but what I'm saying is don't stereotype us. Don't assume that we've lost our memories or we don't take walks or, it's a different generation. My generation is very different than my parents' generation and my grandparents' generation. My grandmother, God rest her soul, I love her dearly, but when she was 50, we thought she was 100. So I think that casting has to give us the benefit of the doubt. You don't have to age people up either. If you got a 75 or an 85-year-old actor that can do the job, we got the memory, we got the goods. Help us deliver.
Yeah,
Good
great.
point. Thank you.
Alma, anything else from the actors?
Where do I begin? There's so much, because being an actor of color and being an older actor of color, and a woman on top of all that, it's just really, really layered and complex. The translation is a big deal, because also to the regional accents, the dialects, they're getting more specific. Like, I'll go into an audition in the really good shows that I audition for, like even Coco, they want to have a Mexican accent. They know the difference now. So when you go in and it says Cuban or Venezuelan, or you see someone cast who's Puerto Rican and supposed to be a Mexican, it's like you've got to do your homework. You know what I mean? Because there's an authenticity that I think not just Latinos, but I think the general population wants the authenticity of the dialect, So I think that's a sign of respect, but also authenticity. So that would be something else I would ask you to put on your agenda.